Charles Edward Stuart, 1720 to 88.
You would not need to take her word for it.
Started and caused, I can prove, the Napoleonic and Prussian wars. Indirectly caused the rise of Germany, lose Austria its entire true crown of Maria Theresa, and gave rise to World War I and II. The dance cost by lost Corona, a sound, an entire sound, that shall lose nations by squabble, begun with the House of Stuart and the Bonnie Prince, through Hanover. I do not weep for Princess Augusta of Saxe-Gotha, mother to His Majesty King George III. 1660 was long gone for any reign of monarchy, that by 1760 saw George III appointed to the throne until 1820, whose greatness led not a single solo entertainer worth their name, unless they be that of G.F. Handel. But G is lesser known, but of Friedrich Handel. But the George was once and never to be forgotten. For from the pragmatic sanction of 1713, Charles VI, through the turbulence of empire, in Sedan-Carroll 17, which by 1871, 171 years, Sedan, ends of empire, but proclaiming in 1748, for your esteemed British, English, Scottish wars, and the 46 Jacobite rebellion, the whole loss of the Habsburg imperial empire by the Sedanka succession. Perhaps this auction is dedicated to the Empress of the House of the Habsburg, Maria Theresa, born in 1717, and Silesia, the 1748 Sedanka treaty, whereby she loses Silesia. Maria Theresa, mother of His Royal Majesty Emperor Leopold II, was the provider to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, who was born in 1756 and lived till 1791. Wherefore have you such great proviso in your emperorship as to appoint one musician worth the name of the British Empire, never mind this England? It is debauchery in negligence. It is acquainted with mediocrity. That in the words of Fernando.ray, as I have written, any concept of concert pianist, whether country, state, état, claim champions individual, corrupts through union eradicating freedom. Is this the lie? By more such propagators made Fernando.ray the abomination of the more wholly entirely corporate by identity, who nurture mediocrity. By the time such we arrive at World War II, it is already too late for the concert pianist. It is already too late for the free writer, for the free thinker. For there amongst world powers, America, Russia, Great Britain, Germany, France, Belgium, we must not forget Italy. There is the whole beginning of the end, which destroyed the kind of dream which was held on the concert stage in 1924 by one George Gershwin at the Aeolian Hall's premiere of the Rhapsody in Blue, composed by him, performed by him at the piano with the Paul Whiteman Orchestra, and claimed the loss to an entire country, an entire world, any future that would remain in concert pianists. That by the time we arrive at the denunciation of one race or one creed or one country of 1940s world, we have the state where Karl Joseph Silberbauer was recruited to the Viennese army, thence in 1935 to the Viennese police. By 1939, who was appointed to the Gestapo, we have Jews in hiding. I know they would not pay me to put on the Three Sisters in the West End. This was because they claimed they did not know me, or that I am no good. But I already know that. But that was not the truth, whether I knew that they thought that or not. The truth was, or might have been, that Silberbauer was working for the British when he arrested the Franks in Amsterdam. Tell me, if that is a lie, why was the diary of Anne Frank claimed to be such? So, for Silberbauer, Karl Silberbauer was recruited to the criminal police in 1954, 4 years since the publication of the Anne Frank diary. By 1963, after being sought by Simon Lysenthal, who lived from 1908 to 2005, charges against him were dropped, although they were to some extent disputed. But they were dropped, and he was cleared. Otto Frank had claimed Karl Silberbauer acted responsibly, less by guilt than that borne by others not present. You have a lovely daughter, I told Mr. Frank. Karl Silberbauer. Wherever you claim, you will rest in peace through having bought your grand piano. Maybe you will remember none of what I say. Maybe you will never see again or remember one piano which I was offering to be sold. But that you will see by the emptiness of your concert stage, the decline of the concert pianist, the decline of the world international theatre production, and the decline of freedom. I do not propose to stand for freedom, for idolatry dictatorship, nor the preposterousness of inviting one king on the 29th of May 1660 back to the throne, to then backdate his presidency to 1649. in the esteemed belief that there is any forgiveness for having taken the head of King Charles I on the 30th of January 1649, or that there is any credibility or value in a parliament which not only acts as it did in 1649, but goes back beyond its word of Cromwell, by which life was given up in 1658, to appoint such king as monarch on the 29th of May 1660. So you will remember nothing of what I say. You will not think for yourself. You will not know who you truly are. You will have no power over your theatre. You will have no power over your parliament. You will have no power as monarch. But in the end, you will be able, admittedly, to ask yourself who you are, but no longer be able to answer it, for in any part that which be other than that you are owned in some part or all by some country or by some state, and that therein shall be called a dictatorship. Or you understand it only as that you are told of freedom under the guise of such dictatorship. You will remember only the last words that are written of Karl Silberbauer, reportedly by Otto Frank, the father of a very beautiful girl who was born too young to survive such a horrible war. You have a lovely daughter, I told Mr. Frank. Karl Joseph Silberbauer. For who you are, viewer, I would not have the faintest idea.